Hello everyone and welcome to the Man United Agenda, and this is your Wednesday night and it is transfer time. Saul Niguez to Manchester United, or will he be at Chelsea? And people are laughing at me already with my pronunciation.
Niguez, Saul Niguez.
Miguel, smash that like, smash that subscribe. We're the Man United Agenda. Let's do this. Hello everyone and welcome to the Man United Agenda, and this is your transfer show. Will Saul be a Man United player or will he be at Chelsea? So as always, we're joined with on Monday, Mr. B, and we've got Big Phil with his chest out today, and we've got Usman as our special guest. Usman, welcome to the Man United Agenda again, and it's a pleasure having you on. And let's start off with, how is everyone doing?
Good.
I'm doing well. Man's fed and happy days.
I'm aware.
Not bad, thank you.
Not bad. All right, guys, let's kick start now. So, Saul to Man United. Man United have spent over 110 million on transfer this season so far. Is it enough to bring us to even secure Ole and his job, or will it affect his job in the last stages? Because at the moment we played against Southampton, we knew there was sort of a few problems there. We need a centre mid who's going to be commanding, who is going to basically push the team and get those tackles in and close on that defence. We didn't see that on Sunday. So let's start off with Saul and let's find out. Chelsea's after him, Man United is after him, but it's going to be like a loan deal. On Monday, is this a deal we need, or is there other players that you'd think that United could bring in? Because I think with Saul, looking at stats, going through some of his details, looking through his injury record, he's a solid player.
Yeah, good player. We've seen him over the years for Atletico Madrid. Talented, good on the ball, comfortable, all the qualities of a top player, you know. But the question is, what do we need? I've heard a statement from Ole today saying he's quite happy with what the transfers that have come in so far. So if that's the case, then it's down to Ole to work with what we've got. And as you saw on Sunday, there's a lot of disappointment from Man United fans about the performance, because we still seem to be struggling, as you said, about not having that dominant midfielder in there and relying on two players, wasting players really. There's 11 players in the team. One player should be able to do the job, and we haven't had to get two players to maybe do the job of one really. So this is what we're looking for apparently in the market. Someone who could do that job, sit a bit deeper and pick up the ball from defence, provide good progressive passing to the better players. As we saw against Leeds, when we got our better players in key positions, we can open teams up. But I think Saul Niguez is a good player. We've also been looking at the guy from Wolves, Neves, and we've also been looking at the Canavenga, for the youngster as well. Yeah. Apparently, Canavenga's higher up the list, but I'm not sure. After a statement today, I'm starting to believe that we might be it's full time. With no more signings for us. I'm not sure. But Saul Niguez, I would love to have him at the club, even though we've got Donny in there. We discussed that the other day. Donny can do exactly the same thing, but if the more the merrier, and that way we can ease out the lesser players like Fred, for example, who we all agree possibly is not as talented, not showing enough for the price tag and for how long he's been there, and not really doing a correct job in my position, in my opinion, anyway. But Saul Niguez, I'm all for it. If we sign him or even on loan, I'll take that all day.
Okay, so let's go to Usman. Usman, welcome to United Agenda again. Yes. With the possibility of signing Saul, he's made 189 appearances. He's only 26 years old. Salary a week time at the moment, he's on about 236k a week. United probably would take majority of that wage bill, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, we tend to do stupid deals, don't we, in terms of financially? So I don't think that's going to be a concern. We'll probably take all of it, offering more money, knowing the way we are. But in terms of what Armando said, just on top of buying Saul Niguez even, I don't think we need him. We've got Fred there. I think Fred's ball retention is one of the best in the league.
No.
No, I can't. No, listen, I was gonna come in here and just chat shit for a bit, but I can't even do it straight face. Get Saul Niguez in and get rid of Fred. I've had enough of this guy's passing ability. So to answer your first question, we best get Saul Niguez in, because if it's a loan, pay him whatever he needs to be paid. You know, pay him Fred's wage, pay him Tomley's wage. I don't care whose wage he's taking. We need to get them guys at the club. I mean, I'm sick and tired of them guys playing week in, week out. They're nowhere near good enough. So if he wants 230 grand a week, just pay it, because it's not coming out of my pocket and it's not coming out of your lot's pocket. I don't want to see Fred playing week in, week out. I don't think I can last another season with Fred. Every single game, it's going to be painful to watch, to be quite frankly honest with you guys.
And let's go to Big Phil.
I was trying to do with that, but I couldn't keep a straight face, man.
Listen, I'm a Fred. I'm always about Fred, mate. So don't start with Fred. It's all about Fred. Big Phil, with bringing Saul in, I know you've been a big admirer of him for a very long time, and obviously you've been sort of talking to us in depth about him. Him coming to Man United, I think he would be sort of part of the icing on the cake at Man United, wouldn't you think so? Because all I think then we need is that actual true number 9.
Yeah, I was actually talking to a couple of Atletico Madrid fans over the weekend, right? And they said, Saul was actually very integral since Thomas Partey left Atletico Madrid. Saul Niguez has actually been integral in them, sustaining and being stable in that midfield for either the Champions League or even La Liga, right? What I like about Saul Niguez is that he's a deep line, let's say, playmaker. Also, he can play CDM, but what he also brings to the game is more similar to like Sergio Busquets at Barcelona, where he can offer great aggression and also great tackles as well. And he's also very disciplined, and he can play the ball from the back, right? He's definitely an upgrade to both Fred and Scott McTominay. And to see him go to Chelsea would hurt, but we're also being with Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. He isn't ideally the player that I would like at Manchester United. He would be an exciting signing, but I think we should go all out for Saul Niguez, right? I know the date was August 1st, where I posted on Facebook that Saul Niguez's agent will be flying to Manchester to finalize some deals. Right now, it's August 25th, and nothing has been right? And that was August 1st. Manchester United Evening News said that Saul Niguez's agent will be flying to Manchester to finalize some deals in the area of $35 to $40 million. And I told myself that was a steal of a deal. Why? Because Saul Niguez signed a 9-year contract in 2017. Right? So if my math is correct, he probably has 4 or 5 years left on his contract. And for a 26-year-old to go for 40 mil, that's a steal of a deal, right? But I will definitely take Saul Niguez all day over Fred and Scott McTominay, right? Great box to box, being a defensive midfielder, great at dictating play as well. And he's a guy we need for Manchester United.
Can I just add to that? I don't agree with the DM. I don't think he's a DM at all, to be honest. Like, you mentioned him as being a Sergio Busquets. I personally don't agree with that comment. I agreed with other comments like box to box, but from my recollection of watching him at Atletico Madrid, I don't think he's played DM often at all. I mean, like I don't know if anyone else.
He's played DM. So as a DM, he's played DM 13 times as a DM.
So basically, the way Atletico Madrid lineup is, they have the back 4, and then right in front of them will rotate between either Koke or Saul Niguez, right? Now Saul Niguez play a majority of the game right in front of the back 4, and then give Koke the freedom to do whatever he wants, right? But if Atletico Madrid are in charge of the game, you'll see Saul Niguez more do box-to-box duties. right? So he definitely is a central midfielder.
Yeah, I know, but 13. You've just had 13 games as a DM. How long has he been playing at Atletico for? As 13 games is not a long time. I mean, Lindelof has probably got at least 5 games at DM. I mean, he's not the option either, is he? Like, do you know what I mean? Like Sal, I do agree with you. Sal is a bowler. Like, he's a proper upgrade on what we've got. But I just think I just don't want us to think he's the answer as a DM, because we need a specialist, and he's not a specialist DM for me personally. I might be wrong, but I just don't think he's that DM sort of guy to come in, so to speak.
Can I just add to that? I just think, like I was saying a few weeks ago as well, we just need a quality player in there who can pick up the ball, not get rushed. A bit like Matic as well, but it can play anywhere. We don't do all this DM about interceptions, tackling, all kind of thing. I don't think we need. We just need a ball player, someone who can be relaxed in all areas of the park, and we haven't got that at the moment. You know, when you get to these top Champions League games, I can't trust McTominay and Fred to keep the ball and retain the ball for us. That's where we're having issues, you know, and we're putting more pressure on our defence time and time again when we keep giving the ball away and we can't keep retaining the ball. So I think Saul Niguez, yeah, you're right. I do agree. He's maybe not a DM or whatever, but he's a ball player, someone who can keep the ball and keep it ticking over in their half. That's what I like.
Yeah. Mr. B, sorry, I was coming to you. The signing, I think some of the guys here make some really good points with the signing. He does retain the ball. Also, when it comes to sort of injury and stuff, he doesn't really get injured. But back end of like last season, he only featured 22 times in the league starter and 11 substitution. So is there sort of like a fracas going on with him at Atletico Madrid? Because like we said, he signed a 9-year contract.
Any player who signs a 9-year contract is a fucking idiot. There's no. Let's be honest. You know, the only things you do for 9 years is get married or own kids. Everything else makes no sense. 9 years.
Yeah.
So us getting a bargain, I'm not going to say it's a bargain. I know his buyer is a lot. He played 22 games last year. What was that for? Again, if you're asking me, you put the question to me, bruv, I don't even know. I couldn't even begin to tell you, and he gave me that question. So I hold up my hands and say I don't even speak Spanish, and I haven't even read it in a newspaper to be able to tell you. No bloody clue. In regards to the position that he plays, I just don't want to see Matt Fuckeries in our team. I'm done with that. It's impossible for us to be winning anything. So if we buy, I don't care who we buy. I don't even care who we buy. I just don't want to see them two players playing.
Yeah. With that as well, with that as obviously he's made what substitution as well. He's made what 39 substitution appearances since he's been at the club. He also was loaned out to Rayo Vallecano, something like that.
Rayo Vallecano.
Yeah. Back when he first started his career in for Atletico Madrid. So he made two on his debut. He made 2 debut substitution, and then after that he went on loan for 34 games. Then he came back to Atletico Madrid. Now he is a ball player. He's a serial winner we're talking about title. He's played under Simeone for a very long time, but the Premier League is a different ball game, completely different to the Spanish league. Not every single person survived from the Spanish league into the Premier League because it's a more quicker game as well. So he's scored 26 goals in his whole career since he's been at Atletico Madrid as well. I don't think we really truly need a goal scorer, but like what Amonde said, we need someone who to retain the ball a bit more. We need someone who can control play in the midfield, because right now with Scott and Fred, it seems like a lapsadaisy with them. They're not in control of what's going on, and they're not a unit together.
Yeah, totally. Again, I mean, we can go through the merits. All the players that we're looking at, they've all got this ability. So none of these players, apart from maybe Neves, is a so-called DM. It's what we need to scrap this FIFA talk about positions and everything else. If you can play football, you're a footballer. I mean, if Brian Robson was playing today, you wouldn't say he's a DM because he was scoring. He could get up and down and score goals. Do you understand what I'm saying? Roy Keane as well would drive forward in his younger days and score goals. So you wouldn't say he's a DM either. These players are versatile. Even Patrick Vieira, he's always playing in a 4-4-2. So you mix it up. Scholes plays deeper. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we need to scrap this positioning. If you're a good footballer, like Paul Scholes, you might not make the tackles, whatever, but you can sit there and dictate the whole game. So it's about being a good player, and Saul is a good player, and that's what we need to see at Manchester United. More of the same.
So, guys, if you're watching the contents, please like, please share, please subscribe. We're the Mani Agenda. And on Monday, you want to, sorry, hit some comments, please. We've got quite a lot of comments.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Good evening, Liverpool. How you doing, man? Liverpool's a regular on here, big time Man United fan. Hi, Amy B, one of our own. How you doing? She says, good evening. That's a shout out to and a salute to our host. RCBN, how you doing, man? Proper Chelsea fan. Go check out his channel. Proper content and one of the best analysts out there. Talk MU, how you doing, man? Big up Talk MU. One of our own. He's saying hello to everybody. Yep, love the support. Just going through just gonna skip some people and get to the. If we move for a permanent deal, then we might get him. This is what Talk MU's talking.
Right. Sorry. Can you hold it a minute? My issue at the moment is that it's a loan. So between us and Chelsea, we're going to be fighting over a lot. I don't understand how.
I think it's an obligation to buy, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
so is that what it is?
There's an obligation to buy for around 20 to 25 million.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. It's a loan.
So I'm not being funny. If the man is going to cost 25 million and we want to loan him, it don't make no sense. Why don't we just give him the 25 million pound for the player now?
So I was talking, like I mentioned earlier, I was talking to a lot of Atletico Madrid fans over the weekend, right? And they told me that Saul thinks he's given his all to the club, right? He wants to find back that he wants a challenge, but he actually wants to, let's say, get the passion for playing football again, right? Because at 26, he thinks he's given his all. He thinks he's, I don't want to say won it all, but he feels that, you know, since winning the La Liga last year and also winning multiple Europa Leagues, that, you know, what's next for him, right? So Atletico Madrid are actually thinking that a loan is the best option if he does play well over at either Chelsea or United. Maybe he can find some sort of like encouragement and passion back to play for Atletico Madrid, right? So that's the reason I was told, right? So
that sounds like a bit of a cop out. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the real reason is because DePaul has just been signed for Atletico Madrid and he's come off the back of a phenomenal Copa America for Argentina. So he's not gonna get a game basically. You know, he's a big part of play in terms of what Atletico Madrid have currently got in the squad. They've got, as you mentioned, Kokis there. DePaul's just signed, so he's definitely going to play. He's a quality player as well, who plays in a similar position. But in terms of Saul Niguez, like he's not what we haven't got. Like we've got Van der Beek. Like it's like
who doesn't play.
I know exactly that. I know he doesn't play, but what I'm saying is, everyone, we're all sat here talking about. I mean, you guys are speaking about ball playing, midfielders, ball retention, McFred aren't good enough, and I agree with all those comments, but. The issue the issue is with me is Oli going to play him? Because we've already got Van der Beek. Van der Beek and Saul Niguez in the midfield would actually be fantastic in terms of retaining the ball. I mean, for me personally, if we were to play against a Crystal Palace, a Brighton, teams, you know, where Man United should be dominating.
You don't play with no CDM. That's what you're going to say, innit?
Yeah, absolutely. If we played with a Saul and a Van der Beek, hypothetically speaking, with Pogba on the left and Bruno and Cam, they wouldn't get the ball off us. Like, honestly, they literally wouldn't, because our ball retention would be that good. But my issue is, Oli is still going to persist with McFred. So the bigger picture is Oli going to change his ways? I don't think Saul coming in changes Oli, because he still bloody signed Juan Mata and Jesse Lingard, like, to new contracts. Like, I just think Oli's stuck in his ways, and McFred will play every time we've got Man City. Like, McFred is definitely playing when we're going away in the Champions League. I mean, I think it's a bigger picture with the personnel. People keep saying we need Saul Niguez, we need X, Y, and Z. I mean, we signed Van der Beek. I mean, we've signed other top quality players, and Oli's not using them. So I think for me, we can sign who we want, unless it's someone like an out-and-out DM. Let's just say, I don't know, Ruben Neves, as you mentioned earlier, and Declan Rice and Didi. Then Oli will play them. But if it's someone who falls in a McFred's position, i.e. a box-to-box, which Saul does, he'll just play Fred and McTominay because he just trusts them. So, I mean, for me personally, I think Oli's the problem, to be quite honest with you.
So you're agreeing with Box that Ollie's the problem, yeah?
Absolutely. I think we've got the personnel to play with this brand of football that most of us, I would assume, want to play. I keeping the ball, sustaining pressure, ensuring that Manchester United dominate games of football, not subbing on Scott McTominay with 15 minutes to go. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. Who is injured?
And he was, and this is what I'm saying. We had a show. When did we talk? Monday.
Yeah.
And we were saying that Van der Beek should be handing in a transfer request. Everybody knew Scott McTominay was injured. So he then chose to play Matic over Van der Beek. Then he still brought on an injured McTominay. McTominay now hasn't been called up to the Scotland squad.
Exactly.
Because of the injury. So my thing is, there's no point in Saul coming because he's not going to get a game.
It's Saul. Look, I know Sal's a baller. I'm not sitting here saying he's not. I would love him. But my point is that Van der Beek's a baller. He done it at the Bernabeu. He done it at Stamford Bridge. He done it at Spurs in one season. Not like Jack Wilshere did that one game against Barcelona. He did it in the same season with every game back to back to back. So he's proven himself around Europe. I mean, anyone who does it at Bernabeu away from home should be recognised baller if they're doing it consistently. So he's not someone that needs to be bedded into the team. He's not someone that we need to muddy cuddle. He's ready. I just don't understand. And you can say it's not Ollie signing, but how stubborn as a manager can you be? As you just said, how can McTominay come on, who's 50% fit, over a guy that's way better than him, in my personal opinion anyways, but he still doesn't use him? It's like when Pogba first initially left Man United because Fergie was playing all these centre-backs in DM. I mean, I wouldn't blame Van der Beek if he left. Do you think Sal's going to start over Fred? I mean, I don't think so.
I would.
I would start.
Okay.
Do you think Ollie will start Saul over Fred if we're playing Chelsea?
No,
Exactly.
He wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So my question to that then is, why are we buying Saul then? If like Usman's saying, we all believe that McFred is the partnership that he prefers. What is the point of us then going in for another midfielder?
It's to appease the fans. It's to appease the fans. The Glazers are trying to appease the fans. And
in my opinion, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had sense, he would say, you know what, I'm buying Saul Niguez to be that disciplined midfielder in front of the front four, right? Because I don't think Scott and Fred are that disciplined, right? If he doesn't get Saul Niguez and he goes for Ruben Neves, okay, cool. But as of right now, since we're talking about Saul Niguez, he's a more disciplined player in front of that back four. He makes those tackles. He's aggressive as well too, and he knows how to be composed in front of the defense, right? His legs aren't going mind matches because he's only 26 years old, right? And Fred and Scott, like Amanda said, I guess we're tired of seeing them week in, week out. But I must point out something to you guys, right? You know, for every single Manchester derby, Scott and Fred always show up.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I understand that, but the style of football that we are playing dictates that he plays with water carriers. I'm sick of going to Manchester City, Liverpool, and having water carriers. Why can't we have ballers? But they play with ballers. Why do we have to try and destroy them? To destroy what we should be.
None of us disagree with you, Mr. B. I'm actually with you on this here. We do need ballers. I'm with you. That's why I'm all for Saul Niguez or Ruben Neves coming to Manchester United. I'm with you.
I just want somebody to lick Ollie in his head and give him some sense because we're all here. It is.
you know something. What I'm worried about is that with what I'm seeing with Ollie, he's not that experienced. But he's looking at these players and he's saying he pigeonholes players. Right, Fred, you're going to be my tackler. It's like he's playing a game. And Tommy, you're going to be my runner. So we're going to have two runners. But Donny and Sal can do them both. Do that role easily. And have that shape as well. When you're talking about, we need you to tackle, we're worried, or we're not going to be... These guys are so experienced. I mean, look at Sal. He's been playing under Diego Simeone all this time. He knows how to position himself. He knows where to be at the right time. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you don't need to tackle. As long as you've got that wisdom and IQ, where to position yourself, and be in front of the ball, people can't play through you. So I'm fed up with this thing about pigeonholing players and saying, right, Fred's got to tackle, Fred's got to do that. Fred can't do all that. And you know what I'm saying? We just play ballers. Gundogan, he's been dropped deep. He plays in midfield. He plays as the deep line midfielder, picking up the ball. Do you ever see? Now, be honest. Who's the guy that he bought from Atletico Madrid? Rodri. Do you ever see Rodri making tackles, or do you see him being in position?
Well, Omani, you know who's the best example of not tackling? You don't even have to call those names. Call Michael Carrick.
Yeah.
Thank you. There you go.
We've got loads of comments. Let's try and get through some of these comments quickly.
All right, let's go through. Let's go, because I skipped.
Okay. Go on.
So let's go through.
We'll highlight some of them. We'll come back and we'll answer the viewers' question as well.
So
guys, if you're watching, like, share, subscribe, leave your comments, and we will respond if we find it necessary to respond to it.
Okay, so Linville was saying Donny doesn't defend good enough to be a CDM. I don't think he can. But this is what we mean, Big Phil, just saying about position, intelligence. Sometimes you can play these roles. You don't need to be able to defend, so to speak. It's defending by a positional player, I believe. I'm just going to skip some comments because a lot of big ups. Oh, hi, Anthony, big up.
Big up.
Gemma's saying Saul is an all-rounder, box to box, but weekly wages are too high for Liverpool. That's why Chelsea, I think, is involved. Box, how you doing, Box? He played centre back before. That's correct. Talking music, Saul is versatile, but we do not want that. We need out and out. See, we're pigeonholing again. We need an out and out DM. He's saying. So we're pigeonholing. There's a good discussion here because it's mixed views here. Breaking news: Fred signs lifetime contract. Oh dear. So Gunner, sorry,
Ali,
you switched it here. All right.
There's one.
What's the new challenge? Linville wants Neves.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ollie says, "Hi fellas, Ollie here. I'm going to use Van der Beek in the Carling Cup. I'm only using the proper players, first team players like McTominay and Fred in the bigger games. Also, yes, I start Fred over Sal." That's from Ollie. Thanks, Ollie. Ollie also says, "I don't know how to use good ball players like Van der Beek, so I stick to basic ones like McTominay and Fred, where you know what they're going to do." Ollie, yes, I like this guy. At least he's honest. Jem says FTB Sports transfer deadline stream day, last day of the window. It's going to be on FTB Sports. Plug in the show. We're going to be on it all over it.
I'm on it twice.
And lastly, Ollie, this from Anthony. Ollie Solo loves you more now, saying that about Fred. Yeah.
So, guys, some good comments there. Obviously, for us as United fans, it's hard. It's very difficult because I don't want to get into this debate at the moment with the Ole tactics, Ole this, Ole that. What it is for me at the moment is about us getting the right players in, getting in either Saul in, or for me, I've been calling out for Ndidi for a very long time. I think he's the player that we're missing in, really truly missing in. Also, you got the guy at Brighton as well. He will only cost us, Basuma, he will only cost us 25 to 30 million if we're willing to get him.
More than that.
Nah.
So listen, if Brighton are going to charge Arsenal 50 mil for Ben White,
yeah,
how much do you think they're going to charge Basuma for us? A bigger club with more money.
70 million.
No, in speculation, the clubs are willing to let him go for between 35 million. Speculation, they are willing to let him to go for 35 million if the price come in.
Let's ask Ollie.
Ollie, what do you think about that, Ollie? Tune in. Response to us, Ollie. Talk to us. Because obviously you got Basuma as well. Basuma, you've got also Neves as well. He's some of these names that's popping up. But guys, going around the table, I'm not going to go individual. Just hit me with the answer. Who would you prefer to see? Saul, Neves, and who would you like to see at Man United by the end of this transfer window? Because right now, I think the Glazers are letting Ole down massively if we don't get a proper CDM in.
All right, I'll start. I just think talking was talking about Rice. Rice played well the other day. I watched him throughout the Euros. My first opportunity to have a really good look at him. He's a good player. He's got a role, but he's not for me. He's not really for me for too much money. But he would be in the shortlist. At the moment, I'm sticking with Neves from Wolves. I think he can do the job, and he's technically gifted and intelligent enough, and he's cheaper. That's better value for money, I think. And he's proven in the Prem.
I don't care who we buy. I'll get my answer out here now. I just don't care who we buy. I don't want to. I'm not wishing injury on no player at Man United.
From
I'm not wishing no injury. But you see, if they can have like a fractured toe or an ingrowing toenail, that's not going to injure them. But just keep them out the team long enough for somebody to show Ollie that there's something other than them two MFs that he keeps playing in midfield. That's what I would like. Right now, I don't know what a midfielder would have to do to dislodge those two.
But Mr. B, even if they got injured, you never know. They might play Lindelof at defensive midfield.
You know what? I know you're a far way away. I'm actually looking for something that I could throw out my window to plonk in the side of your head. Bruv, dope, man.
What has OS started here, man?
You know what? The thing is, we joke about it. You know, we do joke about it. But let's be honest. We were mad as hell on after Sunday's game, and only one of them played. You understand? I don't think I can go through the whole season looking at that, and then when you see the big games, you're thinking straight away, come on, we're talking about a change of style, 4-3-3. Those players can't play 4-3-3, and you've done nothing to find a solution to that. So then he's trying again. Everybody, I mean, Phil, you said the other day that Fred didn't play holding midfielder at Shakhtar. Yeah,
no, Fred at Man United is being deployed as a CDM, right?
Different position, yeah.
Yeah, he's never played DM for Brazil. He's never played DM for Shakhtar Donetsk, right? Because right now for Brazil, it's Casemiro and then Fred, and then like an attacking midfielder. So all they right now is playing Fred out of position.
Okay, so where did Jose play him?
As Jose was the one who started off.
Exactly.
As a defense, right? Yeah. So this is
Jose takes players who have a lot of energy and puts them in front of the back four. That's what he does.
Look at thingy. Luke, was it? He did the same thing with Ashley Young as well, didn't he? Well, Ferguson sort of started it a little bit, but then Jose then played him sort of as at the back, didn't he?
Who, Ashley Young?
Yeah.
Ashley Young always played it.
I left back, yeah.
No, Ashley Young used to be a left winger.
Yeah, but then he's transitioned to a left back over from Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, true.
Because Jose, that's what Jose did.
Yeah.
Just quickly, I just want to throw this out here. I've been watching Spurs, for example, and they've got the Danish guy who is a good job, a specific job. They brought in Oliver Skip, who also is sort of a deep holding player, and then they play Ali with them. Do you understand what I'm saying? But they've got the balance. That's a free. They know their job. It's not like the pivot, double pivot, whatever. They just play the three of them. Holberg is his name, Holberg, and Ali, and they all expect to play that free. And I'd like to see us, if we're going to do that, then do something. Take note from that, because the guy's obviously got knows what he's doing, you know.
Yeah. Usman, he's reading that comment closely.
Poor lad, I'm surprised he's still watching football podcast. Just to add my 2 cents, I would personally get Saul first and foremost on loan. I mean, I think he's going to go to Chelsea because Chelsea tend to do good business because they're a smart club and well run. So he'll probably go to Chelsea, but I'll get Saul on loan. And who's realistic? I would get Ruben Neves. I get them both. I mean, I don't see why we're settling when one's a loan. We're not really paying any money for him. You got Jesse Lingard. He's on high wages. I mean, Pereira's technically got high wages. We could potentially sell someone as well. I mean, Dan James, sell him. clear up some wages from there and pay it to Sal. I mean, I don't see why we shouldn't get one or two. As Mr. B said, I don't want to see Fred and McTominay playing week in, week out. They're squad players. That's why they're in the team. They're not in the team to be, leading us to Premier League titles. That's not their roles. I mean, we didn't get rid of Ander Herrera to replace him with these two lads. Do you know what I mean? Like, Herrera is far superior. Like, for me personally, I mean, Joe, you probably, I don't know if you agree with that or not, but I personally think we should get two. If we can get Saul on a loan, it's an absolute no-brainer, and then get Ruben Neves as well. I don't see why we're picking and choosing, because let's just hypothetically speak, let's just say Matic gets injured, for example, which is fairly likely given his age. So let's just say Matic gets injured. We know he's not going to play Van der Beek because obviously he doesn't like him. And then that means we've literally only got McFred there, because he's not going to put Pogba back there, because he's not going to persist with Pogba at left wing, probably competing with Rashford for the left wing spot. So that means we literally only got McFred. So I sign two players, please, because I know you kind of said that the Glazers haven't backed Ollie. I mean, Ollie doesn't do himself any favours as well, because they did give him Van der Beek. So, I mean, they gave him one midfielder and he's not using them. So they probably sat there thinking, why should we give him more midfielders? We've already given him Van der Beek for 40 million. So, for me personally, if he's not going to use Van der Beek, either sell him or, fucking get rid of Fred, man. Honestly,
the problem is,
I'm
though,
sick and tired of it, man.
With the problem with United, and it is a trend. So we sat there, and when they went out, they got this Sancho deal over the line. They got these two transfers really quickly. We all sat there and thought to ourselves, "Oh my God, they're on some sort of like transition here, where everything's coming by the end of the season." But the issue I still have, I know you're saying about bringing two players, one on loan and buy a permanent one, but the Man United backroom staff is not quick enough. They're not equipped enough to get two transfers.
They wouldn't do it. I'm saying if you were run properly like an actual big club, you would get two in, because one's a loan. I mean, the loan's not going to do any damage to us in the long run, and it could potentially help us moving forward. I mean, we could obviously go again next summer, because they've made a hash of this. We can't go into the season with just one player. Let's hypothetically say we get Ruben Neves, right? Which I don't think we'll get Ruben Neves either, because we've left like two there. But let's just say we get Ruben Neves, we've still got McFred, we know Van der Beek's not playing, and we've got Matic. Let's say Ruben Neves, God forbid, gets injured, we're back to McFred, just like that. Like, I mean, it's just like he could get injured, then we're back to square one. So for me personally, if we want to win the Premier League, which is where we should be aiming for, we need to show a bit of ambition. I mean, as you said, we got the other two deals done really quickly. I mean, the Sancho deal technically was done last season, but they didn't want to pay the money, so that wasn't really difficult to do, because his personal terms were already agreed. It was just a matter of eventually agreeing a fee, which still took them 6 months, so I wouldn't even applaud them on that. The Varane deal, again, that wasn't a hard deal, because he only had 1 year left on his contract, and again, it wasn't a difficult deal, because he was adamant that he wanted to leave. I mean, it was just a matter of putting the money down. So if you look at the business we've done, okay, although it's been very good in terms of signings, we've sold nobody. I mean, I was on a podcast earlier, and someone said to me, and this stat's going to blow your mind, since we've sold Lukaku 2 years ago, Manchester United only sold one player in 2 years.
It doesn't surprise, though. It doesn't surprise you, does it?
But that's embarrassing. We've only sold one player in 4 transfer windows. That is outrageous. I can't remember.
Because no one wants to buy our players. No one wants to buy our players.
I know, but that just shows how shit we do dealings.
Like, they want to buy our players, but we turn them down. West Ham has inquired about Jesse Lingard.
I mean, West Ham are taking the piss, though. They're still like 10 million and 15 million, like 20 million. Come on. He's a top goal scorer. I mean, we're getting robbed, aren't we, as it is? Like,
look at Shaqiri at Liverpool. He was it 9 million? It's really cheap, but they let him go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Given it time. I was thinking that's actually 20 mil.
Yeah, but the problem with Shaqiri, Jesse Lingard last season went to West Ham, and he had one of the best stats in football, like in the Premier League and in Europe. And West Ham is only offering that much for him.
But you got to start low and then start auctioning. But we valued him at 30 million, and then we recently said we take 20 million for him. But still nothing's happening. No, but I think it's still on transfer window day, the final day of the season. A lot of deals gets done. So hopefully we are going to push out some of these players Usman's talking about.
We push those players out. Who are we bringing in though? That's the problem. That's the issue we're going to have.
We don't need to bring anyone in for Lingard or Matter. I mean, them guys are surplus requirements. Matter, we needed a goal the other day, right? I don't know about you guys, but why not some Matter on over McTominay? I mean, I'm not saying Matter should be playing, but if you're asking for a goal in the last 10 minutes, I'm sure Matter's got 10 minutes in his legs, like to create something, because we needed someone to create a goal scoring opportunity. And McTominay's not that guy, so he's literally not using Matter at all.
I would have brought him Van de Beek instead of Lingard.
I know Van de Beek,
yeah.
But I'm saying if he's going to give Matter a contract, why is he not using him?
Anyway, I have to choose. Okay, we are running out of time. you mentioned a guy named Ander Herrera, and I was so pissed when Manchester United let Ander Herrera go. Anyway, we move, right? In terms of a player that I can see help United not only in the Premier League, but also in Europe, Saul is my guy, right? I've been watching him for a while, and I definitely would like to see him sit in front of that back four, dictate play, make some tackles, and I definitely, I'm not against Ruben Neves, but my number one priority will be Saul Niguez. If we don't get him, then will United choose between Camavinga or Ruben Neves? Let's see, right?
Camavinga is going to Real Madrid. Usman, who's your pick?
What's the options here? Sorry.
He said Saul.
I'd say Saul and fucking Neves with Man United to get them both. One's on loan, so it's not costing. It's not coming out of my pocket. So yeah, that's.
Yeah. So guys, if you're watching, please like, please share, please subscribe, and we are running out of time. So Monday, you want to hit some of these comments for us, please?
Yeah, last few comments coming in. Let's have a look. So we got Linville saying Ollie needs to slap at some of the decisions he makes. Box is saying Harry Kane is staying. Worst case scenario is that Ronaldo joins City for a year and then they get Haaland next year. Let's have a look. Agree with Monday, Ruben Neves to cut it too, but he's coming to the might of Arsenal. Ruben Neves, I don't think so. Box says, remember Jose playing McTominay at centre-back versus West Ham? He played centre-back against England, didn't he?
No, but the thing with Scott, the reason why he played him was due to he wanted a centre-back, and I think at the time he wanted Harry Maguire, and the board didn't go out to get him. So to rub salt in the wound, he played him at centre-back for about 3 games in a row.
Okay. So Annie's saying, lads, you can have El Neni for $8 million. We can have El Neni for $8 million. No, thank you. Box says, if we were run like Chelsea, we would have got Matic, Pereira, Lingard, Mata sold on the permanent deals.
Thank you.
Brought in Neves and Sol.
Exactly.
That's Usman endorsing Usman's comments
because what's his name? Roman Abramovich. He's ruthless. He doesn't care. He's ruthless.
That's what you're meant to do to win titles. So.
Yeah.
Talk MU says Ollie stated that we need a big squad to win trophies. I don't see Lingard going anywhere. Devils United, how you doing, man? He says enjoyed the stream so far. It's been great. Thank you. Box is saying I can see Jesse staying if we loan out Ahmad, Elanga, and
Mesbury.
And Arsenal winning at the moment.
Yeah, Arteta stays.
Well done, Arsenal.
Give him a new contract. Give Arteta a new contract, guys. Oh, brilliant. Guys, it's been absolutely fantastic. If you're liking the contents, please like, please share, please subscribe to the Mania Agenda. We're up and coming YouTube channel. And also watch out for the 31st of this month where we'll be doing a live FTB marathon of the transfer window. We'll be starting at 5 p.m. all the way through till 11 p.m. And I think, Big Phil, you're on 11 o'clock thingy, aren't you?
Oh, God.
No, but that's new, yeah? Here's the thing. I don't mind because I'm in Toronto. I'm 5 hours behind, so I don't care.
Okay, yeah, true.
Fair enough.
That's going to be exciting, I think, but we're talking now. But from what we know now, by the time it comes to the last day of the window, I'm sure there'll be more developments. And the players maybe we haven't even considered as yet.
It's got a new contract.
Sign him up.
A 9-year contract.
Yeah, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me. Oh, well, I was expecting my full bit. You can find me on Usman Talks United on YouTube, obviously for your Manchester United content. And obviously, if you like Arsenal fans get bantered, come through on Friday and Monday as well, but they're probably crying most of the time. So yeah, come through and show some love to the boys. I appreciate it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And guys, if you're watching the Man United Agenda, please like, please share, please subscribe. Also, remember to leave your comments afterwards at the bottom of the YouTube link, and we will get in contact with you and have a little laugh and a banter with you and see if you agree with some of our comments there, whether or not you agree with Usman, Big Phil, Amonde, Mr. B, and myself. Said nothing tonight, but you know how it goes.
What do you think? Before you go, what do you think? Just summarize, Solo. What are your thoughts on everything? Who do you agree? Who do you want to sign? How much are you willing to spend? Who do you want to get rid of?
Listen, I want Fred to stay to start with, but I'm tight though. So I sometimes I think to myself, I run Manchester United because I'm looking at budget. I'm looking at the good players where I can get from good price. Nah, in all fairness though, for me it's Ndidi. I always wanted Ndidi at Man United. If I was to go out there and get a midfield player, a half decent midfielder, it would be Ndidi to bring up Man United. I wouldn't beat around the bush going to get a player on loan with the option of probably signing for 25 million next season or whatever. I'll just go out, lay the foundation, and have him in the team to cement his place. So then when the following season comes, if we don't win the title this season, at least next season we're a step ahead, rather than going a backward step of all this transfer dealing and everything else. Just get out and done with. Just go out there, sign NDD, probably 70 to 80 million, get over and done with. Stop being tight, stop taking the money from the club, and just put your money in.
Sorry, can I ask a question, guys? Anyone know where Ndidi was signed from?
No, anyone in the comments, leave your comments in the link and we will
Some team in
we'll
France.
find out. Pardon?
I think it's some team in France, but we'll search out later.
Okay.
Could be, I reckon it could be Lille or someone like that. Normally, it is.
Same with like Basuma as well. And these players, they're getting bought for cheap. They're obviously being scouted somewhere. They've obviously got a lot of quality. I'd like to do that ourselves. We actually go out there and get a signing like that. Where we say, oh, well, this guy's a good player. We're only going for names. It's like we're going for brand names. Kind of thing as a brand name at 18 years old.
I mean,
at 18 years old, at 18, he is a wonder kid. He's a known wonder kid. He's proven, you know what I'm saying?
True, but for the price we get, would potentially get it for it. That guy's an absolute bargain.
Yeah, I agree.
Top player, so.
And he's got a year left on his contract, so they are taking the money. They're taking the money.
But I don't think his attitude's right because he doesn't really want to come and join us. It doesn't seem that way anyway.
I think he's going to be misguided by his agent. That's all it is. It's not him, it's his agent. But guys, if you're watching, please like, please share, please subscribe to the Man United Agenda, and we will be back on Friday for the preview show. And remember, like, share, subscribe.
Before we go, yes, Anthony, I would go on the Arsenal stream. I would. Yes, I would. 100%.
The one-man gang. That's all he needs.
What is it? 19th in the Premier League, but we'll leave it at that.
They're going to be 20th to come after the weekend, boys. Whereas
Very true.
have a good weekend, Anthony. God bless you, brother.
Thanks, guys, for watching and liking and sharing the Man United Agenda. Have a lovely evening. Oh, he's not. That's it.